Okay, so if we turn the page, we're going to see, we're going to see number 5 and number 6 for that matter. They've got some fractions going on and some brackets and stuff, right? So let's kind of look at how to deal with this. So if I rewrite number 5, you know, I'm not going to rewrite it. I'm just going to write it over here. I'm going to make it look a little easier on my eyes. Okay, so we've got a fraction, and we've got a couple of options. You could either take that 2 over 3, and you could distribute it through the x minus 15 and deal with it that way, but that would be pretty, that'll be kind of hard, okay? Remember what we were talking about when we were solving equations before and we had fractions? How did we get rid of the denominator? How did we deal with that fraction? What's the opposite operation on dividing by 3? Times it by 3. So let's take everything and multiply it by 3. What happens right here with this 3 and this 3? They reduce down to 1. So now I've got 3y minus 4 equals 2x minus 15. Okay, so now I can take my 3 and distribute it through, and I'm going to take my 2 and distribute it through. 3y minus 12 equals 2x minus 30. That okay? Okay, awesome. Now what are we going to do? What's our goal? I forgot what we were doing. What's our goal? What's the question asking us to do? Isolate y, solve for y, okay? Always make sure you know what you're doing. So now, how are we going to isolate y? So y, we need to first get y by itself on one side of the equal sign before we do any dividing. So let's add 12 on both sides, and then we end up with 3y equals 2x minus 18. Okay, so now I have 3y on one side of the equals, so at this point I'm going to divide because everything else is pretty simple that I have here. So y equals 2x over 3 minus 6. Okay, and there I've solved for y. So why don't I hit pause, and you can hit pause if you're actually watching this video and try number 6. I'm going to actually try to hit pause. Okay, so I'm going to continue now with the next question, number 6. So let's have a look at number 6 and see how we're going to deal with it. So we've got y equals, no, sorry, we're solving for y. We've got this first bracket here, and we've got a negative 3 over 4, and then we have a bracket x minus 12. Let's write this out on a bigger piece of paper so that it's easier to deal. So I've got y minus 4 and equals negative 3 over 4, then x minus 12. Okay, so remember when we were solving equations before and we had a fraction? How did we eliminate that fraction? Well, we eliminated it by finding the LCD. Now, the only denominator here is this 4. So I can multiply every term by 4, and then that is going to reduce this fraction out. So it's going to reduce down to 1. And now this is what I have. I've got 4, y minus 4 equals 1, and then the negative 3 bracket, x minus 12 bracket. Okay, now notice here.
Hazem Ammer to room 202, please. Hazem Ammer to room 202.
All right, so this here ends up giving you negative 3, x minus 12, and then here we've got 4y minus 16. Distribute this through. All right, so now we're going to distribute this through here, that negative 3. So 4y minus 16 equals negative 3x plus 12. Now this becomes a plus because I have a negative times a negative. And then all I'm going to do is simplify and make sure I've got my term with y isolated on this side. So I've got 4y equals, and in order to get this negative 16, over to the other side, I add 16 on both sides. I guess making these videos at lunch hour isn't the best idea. Minus 3x, and now add this together, I've got 52. So then I can divide both sides by 4 now, and I've got y equals minus 3 over 4x plus 13, because 52 over 4 reduces to 13. So there you have it. That is number 6. Thanks for coming out and watching this exciting video.